My name is Łukasz Potrzebka from Digital Dexterity Labs.
My name is Knut Roelbe-Moe. I'm a Microsoft MVP from Norway. I have been MVP for the last 9 years. And if you don't know what that is, feel free to reach out to me and I can tell you all about what it means to be in the Microsoft MVP.
Obviously, you work with different companies, and some of them are not decided yet whether to invest themselves and their resources into Microsoft solutions like SharePoint intranet. So how do you work with such companies? How do you help them make this decision?
Again, I will fall back to the workshop plan, because how can an organization know if they should use a new feature in Microsoft or if they should invest in something like a SharePoint intranet if they don't see what they can get, basically. So from my perspective, it's always coming with a nice slide deck, basically, where I have visuals to how I have done it for other customers, show, hey, this we did for that type of customer, this we did for this customer. And by this is a lot easier for organization to kind of make that decision, and especially like if it's an organization that is similar to the one that I already did some similar work for, it's a lot easier for them to kind of go in and make that kind of investment in the platform. And of course, it's always also important to highlight the return of their investment. So if there are some metrics from Microsoft or some other players in the market where you can actually show them that, hey, if you invest in an intranet, then this will be the outcome of that. That's always very helpful.
And how often do you focus on value users can get from the specific things you show?
I try to focus on that actually all the time, because for people to want to invest in something, they need to get value back from their investment. It's not like any organization will just do like a SharePoint intranet just because they can. They need to, first of all, need it, and they need to want it, because all the time when you do investment, it's a different set of investments. It's like, this is a must-have and this is a nice-to-have. And you always need to move the customer from the nice-to-have to the must-have. Because the nice-to-have is things that they probably will not invest in, but the must-have is things that they will invest in. So for instance, these days, when you do a lot of employee engagement, because that's kind of the new key buzzword for intranets, it's like employee engagement, is you need to engage your employees, and especially now with hybrid working environments and so on, is even more crucial than before. And for instance, then you can say with an intranet, you can have like a register of the desk, like you need to register that you are in the office. You can build that into the intranet. And then suddenly an intranet moves from being a nice to have solution to a must have solution.
Sure.
So yeah.
Data security is very important in today's business landscape. So what practices would you recommend so data is secured and compliant when you implement solutions like SharePoint intranet or other Microsoft-based tools?
Of course, I'm not like a security expert. I can tell you that already. So probably there are people that could answer this question even better than myself. But on the other hand, if you look from the perspective of, I do have some customers back in Norway that still is using SharePoint on-prem, for instance. And we had so many times the discussion about let's move you to the cloud, let's move you to Microsoft 365 cloud, but they are still reluctant to go there because they are worried about the security impacts and so on and so on. But in my opinion, you are much bigger risk that you're going to get hacked or somebody going to break into your environment if it's you try to maintain it, than with Microsoft with all their skills and all their expertise on that matter. I don't think there are any more safe platform out there than the Microsoft 365, and you can also implement a lot of different ways and stuff in there. For instance, like important things in SharePoint is like, how do you maintain external sharing? For instance, should that be on and off? Should sites be allowed to be externally shared or not? And other things is, of course, you already, when it comes to logging in and signing into your account, like you can switch on MFA, which means that you have to actually authenticate yourself with something more than just your password. So there are all these metrics there, and you can even go and do even more, because you can actually limit the fact that you are not allowed to log in from other countries. Then, for instance, in our case, Poland. So if I'm trying to log in from Norway, I will be refused to log in because I'm not in the country that is approved. And you can also even limit it to IP addresses, so if you're not on the local network of you guys, you're not allowed to log in. So all these metrics are there, but there are a lot of companies that doesn't know about them.